Battlefront is a game that us Star Wars fans have always loved. We get to play as some of our favorite characters, running around all kinds of planets from the Star Wars galaxy, fighting in battles we've always dreamed of.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Seeing that there has been an update for Battlefront 2 in 5 years, damn, I am old, and with no news surrounding a new game on the horizon, fans have taken it upon themselves to raise awareness for Battlefront 3. They've done this by creating petitions online, posting on social media, and hopping back onto the game to spike active players just to show that we're still interested in the game. And of course, I was one of those players. I personally have put a ton of time into the Battlefront games. I've conquered the galaxy in Galactic Conquest and the old Battlefront 2. I have played hour-long games of Supremacy just to lose miserably. Even my heavy class is over level 900 alone. So yeah, I've put a lot of time into these games. Essentially, I love Star Wars Battlefront, which is why today I'm building 3 of my favorite maps from the Battlefront series to continue to raise awareness for Battlefront 3 in hopes that one day we can play as our favorite characters in a new Battlefront game. Before that, a quick word from the sponsor of today's video, N-Sabers. If you're watching a video about Star Wars Battlefront, odds are you like lightsabers. Well, you are in luck because today's sponsor, N-Sabers, makes awesome lightsabers for some of your favorite characters. From fan favorites like Luke Skywalker, to niche Sith wannabes like Terran Malicos. And of course, this beautiful Darth Revan blade.
Nice.
Plus, if you use my code CANTINA at checkout, you can save 7% off your next lightsaber. Make sure to stick around to the end to see how this blade looks when turned on, but for now, let's get back to the video. For this video, I'm building 3 mocks at 3 different sizes of some of my favorite maps on Battlefront: Geonosis, Mygeeto, and the Death Star. But with that being said, sit back and relax, maybe grab yourself a Mygeeto Mai Tai, and enjoy as I build these 3 Star Wars Battlefront mocks. For the first build, I decided to make Geonosis on a 32x16 base. Geonosis is a really cool map in Battlefront 2, and a planet that we get to see in Episode 2, Republic Commandos, and even the Clone Wars, where we get introduced to zombie Geonosians. These zombies were honestly so creepy, but were just normal for Geonosians. Like, imagine if that was normal here. Grandma dies, so you just pop an Amazon chip in her and send her to the nearest fulfillment center. Geonosis is one of my favorite planets in Star Wars and Battlefront, so I had to make this planet in LEGO. And if you're making Geonosis, you gotta add Geonosians, so I added these bug minifigs that I picked up from American Bricks. These are actually my first Geonosian minifigs, and I think they are awesome, so I had to include them in this build, even though they're not really in Battlefront. Fighting them is the Lambent Seeker ARC Trooper that we see in Battlefront 2. I actually had a custom helmet for this ARC Trooper and decided to build one with pieces I had in my collection, and I think it came out really well. Alongside him, I added a Kashyyyk Scout Trooper, one of my personal favorite skins, and of course I gave him a Z9 rotary cannon because every Battlefront player has had a beautiful final stand with these things. I mean, come on. Down below, I added a Darth Maul using his Force Choke and throw ability that we see in the game on a couple of poor, helpless clones. And I was able to make these clones look like they were choking by using some arms from Crazy Bricks, and altogether I think this scene came out great, just like the mock. I have never made a Geonosis mock before, mainly because I never had any Geonosians, so I'm really happy with how this build came out. I feel like it represents the chaos of a Supremacy game on Geonosis, and that's all you can really ask for. For the next build, I decided to create the Death Star on a 16x16 base plate. The Death Star is an iconic piece of the Star Wars original trilogy, and it was a really fun map to play in Battlefront. So I wanted to build one of the first rooms you fight for in the Galactic Assault game mode. The ground of this map is pretty much an abyss in this area, so if you fall, you die. Unless your name is Palpatine.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
To represent this void, I made the whole floor black and added these walls in the back. For the wall design, I decided to go with the iconic Death Star design, and I really think they came out great. The whole back wall being a snot technique really worked in my favor, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I finished up the build by adding this lower deck, and then all that was left to do was to add the minifigs. I included this Scout Trooper with his blaster, a Rebel Trooper running across the lower deck, then finished it off with a Boba Fett minifig mid-flight about about to blow up the running rebel. I honestly think this mock came out really good. Once I finished it, I realized that there is no exposed studs in the entire build, which is pretty cool given the fact that it wasn't in my original plans when I was building it. Like I said, I think this build came out amazing. It's probably my favorite out of the bunch, but let's get on to the third and final build so you can make your own decision. Mygeeto has to be one of my favorite maps from the OG Battlefront 2. The 501st Journal mission on the planet is really fun, and it's always a tough map to take in a galactic conquest with your friends, which is why I really wanted to build a mock of this planet for this video. I actually made a Mygeeto mock in my last video, but this time I plan on making it look a lot better, and Ki-Adi-Mundi will be fighting alongside his clones instead of being shot by them, so kind of a win there. I wanted to make a mock that looks like a command post from Battlefront 2, and I really wanted to include the turrets that we see in the map. I made the ground with a combination of light gray and white pieces because Mygeeto does have a good amount of snow on the planet, just kind of scattered here and there. I also added this defense platform that we see in multiple areas of the map in Battlefront 2, and added this custom turret that I think came out pretty well, honestly. I went for the same design that we see in Battlefront 2, so let me know how you think I did. Next up, I added two of these light pillars that are kind of scattered throughout the map. The first pillar was a full one, and the second one was damaged from some sort of explosion. It's up to your imagination, go wild with it. And once I finished putting those in the mock, I added my command post, and all I needed was my minifigs. I started by adding this Galactic Marine minifig from Republic Customs, shout out, shooting the droid operating the turret in the back. Then I added my Commander Bakara from Clone Army Customs alongside another Galactic Marine. And I finished off my Republic forces by adding my Ki-Adi-Mundi minifig. Also, let me just say, I do not remember Ki-Adi being as fast as he is in the OG Battlefront 2. I went back and played it, and I felt like I was playing with the Flash. By the way, I was just like flying around the map like Sonic the freaking Hedgehog, dude. After finishing up my Republic minifigs, I added my Separatists. Now, I had to include at least one super battle droid in any of my three mocks. I mean, those wrist rockets are too iconic to ignore if I'm gonna make a Battlefront video. I also added two Clone Army Custom battle droid minifigs running into the battle behind their leader, the legendary Separatist leader General Grievous. Now, this is a custom design from Brickmate and one that I always love to use in my mocks. I placed my Grievous into the build and finished my Mygeeto mock. I really like how this build came out because it really reminds me of an OG game of galactic conquest from Battlefront 2. But let me know who you think would take this command post and which one of the three mocks was your favorite. Again, a big thank you to today's sponsor, N-Sabers, and remember to use code CANTINA at checkout to save yourself 7% on beautiful lightsabers like this one. I mean, the Revan saber they sent me is just beautiful, so I have nothing negative to say about these. Check them out, use my code if you make a purchase, and enjoy your lightsabers. Let me know what you think about these mocks though, and what your favorite Battlefront game is. I know I have some great memories playing this game, so if you have some, feel free to share those in the comments as well. But as always, thanks for swinging by the Cantina today. I wish you safe travels, and I'll see you in the next one.